What's a strange event from your childhood that still keeps you up at night? I grew up in a rural part of Oregon, where houses were spaced out by fields, woods, and long stretches of gravel roads. My childhood was filled with tree forts, rusty bikes, and entire summer days spent wandering the woods with my older brother, Jake. We were close, the kind of siblings who had our own dumb made-up language and inside jokes that made no sense to anyone but us. The event I'm about to describe happened when I was 10, and Jake was 12. We were playing deep in the forest behind our house, maybe half a mile in. There was this old wooden hunting stand up in a tree, one we'd claimed as our hideout. It had clearly been abandoned years before. We had to climb halfway up the tree just to reach it. We'd brought up some snacks, a pair of binoculars, and Jake's pocket knife. It was a normal summer day, humid and quiet, until it wasn't. Around late afternoon, we heard this sharp, high-pitched whistle. Not a bird call, not wind through the trees. It was intentional, like someone was using a dog whistle just below the frequency you'd expect. Jake froze. I remember this distinctly because he never froze. He was always the brave one. "Did you hear that?" I whispered. He nodded but didn't say anything. We sat there for a few minutes in dead silence. Then from below the tree stand, maybe 30 feet away, we heard a rustling. Not like a squirrel or deer. It sounded heavier, deliberate, something walking around our tree in circles. Jake peeked over the edge. I held my breath. "Nothing," he whispered. But his face didn't look convinced. Then we heard it again, that whistle, longer this time, 3 slow, rising notes, exactly the same as before. And then a voice, flat and emotionless, from somewhere deeper in the trees. "I see you." We bolted. We didn't even use the ladder down. Jake half-dropped from the edge of the stand and caught me as I scrambled down. We ran like animals, full sprint through thorns, mud, and fallen branches. I didn't even realize I was bleeding until we made it home. Our parents thought we were being dramatic. It was probably a hiker or some hunter messing around, my dad said. But Jake and I knew better. We never went back to that tree stand again. What's haunted me all these years isn't the voice itself. It's what Jake said to me that night, hours later, when we were in our shared bedroom. "I saw someone," he said, whispering from the top bunk. When I looked over the edge, they were standing right at the base of the tree, just looking up. I asked what they looked like, but he just shook his head and wouldn't talk about it again. Not then. Not ever. Jake died in a car accident 5 years ago. At the funeral, I stood next to his casket and thought about that day in the woods. The whistle, the voice, the silence that followed us home. I've been back to that area once since then. The tree stand is gone. No trace of it. Not even the baseboards. I still wonder what we saw. Or what saw us. Some nights, when the world is quiet, I swear I can still hear that same whistle in my dreams. 3 notes, rising, and then silence.